Good morning, students. Welcome back to my online class. I request all of you to follow the book, chapter 3, paragraph 8 onwards. So let us start. The day of the meet dawned bright and clear. So he's talking about the meet that was supposed to take place in Hyderabad. So that particular day is very bright and clear. This is what Milka Singh is telling to us. As I made my way to the stadium, I noticed some men who were surrounded by senior officers and their families. So, as he made his way to the stadium, as he is ready to go to the stadium, he can see that few men they were surrounded by some senior officers and by their family members. This is what he observes over there. The men wore vests with India written on them in bold letters. So, those men, those who were surrounded by the senior officers and their families, were wearing a wearing vests that was written India in bold letter. So, India was written on their vest. This is what Milka Singh is observing. They seemed to have an air of power and prestige about them. They seemed to have an air of power and prestige means they seemed very important and much respected and admired by others. So people, those who were surrounded, they seemed much respected, much important by other people. I was very curious to know who they were, and he had so eager to know who they were actually. I was told later that they were athletes who had represented India in international sporting events. So later on, Milka Singh was told that they were none other than Indian athletes who, who had represented India in international sports events. This is what he is telling to us. That was my eureka moment. Eureka moment means the time when I realized that he wanted to become in life. The word eureka comes from Greek and means I have found it. So here Milka Singh is telling that I have found it. That was my eureka moment. Means he is able to see those athletes who had represented India in various international events. So he also had the great desire to become one of the best athlete in India. I made a solemn promise to myself that I would not rest until I earned a place in that special world too. The world of Indian athletes who had the privilege of representing their country. So he is so admired by those men because they were best athletes who represented India in various international events. So he also has great desire to become one of the best athletes of India. I wanted to wear blazers and vests with the name of my country written on them. So he also has great desire to wear blazers and vests that is written. He says that he wants to wear blazers and vests with the name of my country written on them. So he wants to wear the blazers and vests that are that which written the name of our country, name India is written on them. Those type of blazers and vests he wants to wear. I resolved that I would make my country proud of me, and he has great desire to become his own country proud because of himself. I was very nervous when we represented at that when we reported at the starting line. So when they were supposed to uh, report themselves at the starting point, they were very, here Milka Singh was very nervous. I was very nervous when we reported at the starting line before the race. So he was bit nervous before he could report himself at the line. This was the first time I was competing in such an event, that too before thousands of spectators, because it was his first time where thousands of people were watching to him, and bit he was nervous. I had little idea about the procedures and the technicalities for such events. He did not have much idea about those. Rather, he had very little knowledge about that. I came fourth in the race. So, as they made the race, Milka Singh came fourth in the race. It was also a proud moment for him. I was disappointed but not disheartened. He was sad but heart to heart he did not lose his confidence. He had still confidence within himself. I had raced with star athletes because he feels proud that he had he had participated with those great athletes who had represented India in various international events. So he feels proud because he has taken part along with them. So it is a proud moment for Milka Singh. The national champion, like here names are given, such as Sohan Singh of the Sikh regiment and Pritam Singh, who had represented India in events abroad. So they even took they participated in international events in abroad also. So he feels proud that he was one, that he could participate along with them. So it was a proud moment for Milka Singh. When I returned from Hyderabad, it was back to work as usual. So when he was back from Hyderabad, it was a daily routine for him. As usual, what he was doing, he's doing right now. Like parades, other military duties and examinations consumed my time. So what are the duties that he was doing, such as parades, other military duties and examinations? Those things consumed his time. So doing those things he spent his time. But my desire to succeed as an athlete was as strong as ever. So he had great desire to become one of the best athlete. So that desire was from him, from his childhood. That desire was there within himself from the childhood onwards. After a day of hard work, I would carry my dinner back to the barracks and hide the plate of food under my bed. So after the daily hard work, what he did is, he's telling here that I would carry my dinner back to the barracks and hide the plate of food under my bed. Barracks means a group of buildings in which soldiers live. So barracks means a place where soldiers usually lived over there. So he kept his dinner under the bed, and what he did he is telling further. While my colleagues relaxed in the evenings, I would be at the ground practicing. So in the evening, his colleagues, his companions relaxed in the evening. Rather, But here Milkha Singh is not relaxing, rather he is doing, practicing something else. We come to know as we read this. I still did not know the techniques needed to run a 400-meter race. He did not have any techniques to run 400-meter race. But I followed a rule of thumb. He usually followed a rule of thumb, which is not technically correct. Okay, a rule of thumb means he followed some rules that a rule of thumb means it is given here a practical way based on experience, though it may not be technically correct. So already I told that it was not technically correct the rule that he followed. I would run one round at highest speed possible, rest for a while, and then run another one. So what he did usually is that especially whenever he made the race, first round he ran in his level best, and second round then he takes rest for a while, and then he makes a second round. First round he makes highest speed possible, then he rests for a while, and then he makes another round. I would complete 5 or 6 rounds and then return to my room to take a bath and have dinner. So after practicing, he came back and had his bath, and he was taking his dinner. That was his extra uh, extra uh, we could say that he had, because he had the great desire to become one of the best athletes of India. Therefore, he continued to practice. So that was his extra time when his companions were relaxing. He did not relax. Rather, what he did, he went and practiced. This is what he was doing daily. This was my routine for many months, a secret activity that no one was aware of. So this was his one of the secret duty that no one was aware of it. I am sure you have understood it. It is very simple. You can read, you can understand as you read. So I stop here. In the next video, I will complete this chapter. Thank you.